In this video, I'll show you how to create forms and fill them out in Medlium. First, you go to the Forms tab here, we have open, and press the plus button on the top right. That brings you up to a menu where you can select from forms that have already been created, and you can start from a starting point if you'd like and just make changes to a form you already have, or you can start from a new blank form. And we'll start from a new blank form for this. Here you type in the name of the form that you want, so we'll name it Medlium form. And you also have the option to make it public or private. Public is anyone can see and copy this form, like it says, and private means only your organization can see the form. So if you want nobody else to be able to use what you've done, then you can select private. And we'll press save. And that brings you to the form editor. Here you can insert different items from this above menu, and then once you've inserted them, you can edit those items in the field tab on the top. Now the first thing we'll try inserting is a header, and it starts off calling itself header. And we can change that to patient history in the field tab, and you just change it by clicking on this text box up here and creating the new title that you want for that. Now the Medlium form header is also was just automatically added in there. You may or may not want the title of your form to be at the top of it. So we'll say that in this case we didn't want that, so we can just delete it. Or you can always change it to patient history like we just did, or something else. Now you can go back to insert, and we'll just show you a couple other options. One is checkboxes, which is a pretty standard question on a questionnaire for patients to fill out. Check all that apply, and I have some choices for you to check off. To change the choices, well, first to change check all that apply to something else, if you would like to, you just do the exact same thing and you click on that text box, but we'll leave it the same for this. We'll just click on choices and click on plus to add new choices, and it says add multiple choices on new lines. So that's exactly like it sounds. Anytime you want a new line, anytime you want a new choice, you put it on a new line. So alcohol, smoking, other drugs, then we'll save. Alcohol, smoking, other drugs, close, and that leaves you with check all that apply, and then they can check off each one that applies to them. Another option that you have is signature. Go ahead and add that. What that does is that adds a signature box that they can tap on and then move their cursor or their finger if they're on a touchpad, like on the iPad here, to sign. And again, you can change the text of the word sign on the side to something else if you'd like. You could maybe make it say sign here. Another thing you can do is you can add text on here. So just go ahead and add some text. What this is that it'll have just a brief question or something, and then a text box for them to fill it out. So it's just a single line for this option, and we'll add the text in. Something like what is the main symptom, or something like that. Or the most pressing symptom that you want addressed. And we have a form here. Just some examples of the different options at the top of this and how you fill them out. Now, you can see from the check mark on the top right that the form has been saved. So we can go ahead and close this. That brings us back to the library. And if you scroll over to the right, you can see that it's in there. If you click on it again, you can go back and edit it by then pressing the edit button. That brings you right back to where you were. You can even delete it if you'd like by pressing the edit button in the forms and then going down on this list to Medlium form and clicking the red minus button on the side there. But we won't do that for now because we want to show you how to fill out the form. To fill out the form, you just go to the patient profile that you want to fill out the form for. So we go to the Patients tab, and then we'll click on a patient. Just go ahead and click on one of them. On my. And here we will go ahead and open up the form that we have. Medlium form, and now it says check all that apply. Just tap on the ones that we want to check. Sign here, we tap to sign, and we can change the color, or we can go ahead and just sign. I'll just make a squiggly line. What is the main symptom? And we will say coughing. And then we see that when that circle on the right, that those arrows circling around becomes a check mark, it's been saved what you filled out. So you just close that. And then you have that on the right here as the form that you filled out, and you can add other forms to fill out, and if you click on forms it'll filter over to the form that you filled out. You can also on each of these you can tap on show unselected choices, and it'll show those other choices that you didn't choose for the form, or you can just not show that. So down here too, the same. This is a form that was filled out earlier. And that is how you create forms and fill them out in Medlium.